Okay, most runners think shin splints are just part of running. You start building momentum, your training starts going well, and then your shin begins to ache. So you do what most runners do. You stop, rest, ice it, stretch it, maybe cross-train, maybe take anti-inflammatories. You wait for it to settle down and then try again. But the shin splints come back. Shin splints aren't a stretching problem, they're a progression problem. They happen when the stress you're putting through the legs increases faster than your muscles, tendons and bones can adapt. It's not about being tight, it's about being underprepared. And if you don't fix that, you end up in the same cycle. Rest, run, flare up, repeat. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the simplest place you can start building that lower leg capacity, that lower leg strength properly, so this stops happening to you. And if it stops happening, constant forward motion. I'm in a hotel right now, it's race weekend. And even yesterday at the expo, one of the most common questions I get asked are, I've got shin splints, how do I solve shin splints? And because I'm in a hotel, it's a really easy place for me to demonstrate what I'm about to show you that will solve the vast majority of shin splint issues. But the honest answer is, we're oversimplifying it. We oversimplify to say, okay, shin splints because an area close to my shin is in pain. And so there isn't one solution to shin splints, just in the way that we say, okay, runner's knee. And that should mean one thing, but it can mean pain on the inside, outside of the knee, pain above the knee, behind the knee, underneath the knee, and we simplify it to runner's knee because we're runners and our knee is hurting. How are we ever going to solve a problem if we just put it into a basket of knee related problems or shin related problems, lower leg, front or back? But with shin splints, there's a very common pattern that I see with runners who either have this problem or continue to have this problem. And there's a simple strength drill that will address this pattern directly. Before we go any further, we need to separate something important, and this goes for any injury. If your pain is sharp and very localized, getting worse week by week, it's painful at rest, or in this case, you can't hop on one leg without it biting sharply, that needs proper assessment. That can be stress reaction territory, and you don't push through that, it's just gonna make it worse. But if what you're feeling is a dull ache along the shin that flares up with mileage, hills or intensity, it may warm up slightly and it comes back when you progress too quickly, then you're likely in the most common category. And that's exactly what I'm addressing here. True shin splints, the real term is medial tibial stress syndrome, which is a mouthful. So shorten it to MTSS. And that would be more of a dull ache on the inside of the shin, not a sharp pain. It typically shows up if you ramp up too quickly the mileage, the intensity, the hills faster than the lower leg can adapt. And so where it commonly happens with runners is your type of runner who runs a marathon every spring. And so all of a sudden at Christmas, okay, better buy some new running shoes, better ramp up the volume. They give themselves a short window before London or Boston Marathon and go from running 2-3 times a week to big volume to prepare for a marathon. Guess what? I've got shin splints. But it's not a snapped muscle, tendon, ligament. It's not a stress fracture. It's something we can manage with just a little bit of attention, with a little bit of respect. All it is usually is your shin bone and the surrounding tissue telling you your training progressed faster than you can handle. And that's good news, because your capacity to handle the load can be built. Here's what's actually happening when you're running. Your shin bone acts like a lever every time your foot hits the ground. The muscles in your lower leg, especially those controlling your foot and ankle, absorb force and control the movement. If they can't handle the training load you're asking from them, that load spills into the bone and surrounding tissues. That's when irritation builds. Most runners respond by stretching, foam rolling, ice, rice, changing shoes. Again, it must be the shoes because I didn't have this last time. And sometimes that calms the symptoms temporarily and makes us think, well, that was the solution last time. You might go to the pharmacy and they give you an orthotic. Of course, they want to sell you something, and any one of those sometimes might calm symptoms temporarily. But unless we prepare that area and the body in general for the capacity that we want to add, the intensity, the duration, everything that comes with distance running, it's going to come back. And that's what leads to repetitive injuries, frustration. So talk about removing deterrence in terms of driving to the gym. All you need for this exercise, this drill, and this drill is step one, is just a bed. So first thing in the morning when you wake up, you can see your bed, it can happen. Last thing at night when you go to bed, it can happen. All we're gonna do is use the mattress. We're gonna lay face down on the bed and use the mattress as resistance to improve the strength of the TA muscle. So all we're gonna do is make sure the toes are at the end of the bed and I can feel them on the mattress. And as with ideally every exercise that you do with the legs, we don't want any imbalances. So we're just gonna work with one leg at a time. So all I'm doing is I'm pulling the mattress towards me. I can feel the TA muscle running down the outside of my shin, contracting. I'm holding for 3 seconds and then letting go. Go at your own rhythm. Make sure it's controlled. And we just focused on getting the absolute most out of each rep. This is not a rush. And all we're gonna do is 3 times 10 either side. So of course, when one leg is working, the other leg is resting. So this can be a continuous exercise. Now switch legs. So that's one done. And we're going to do, as I said, so make sure we're in position. If you have a false start like that, we go again. 1, 3 second hold. 2, and I can feel it. Really important when you're doing any exercise. Are you isolating the muscle? Can you feel it working? I can. There's absolutely no deterrent for you to do this. And if you've ever had shin splints, then why not do this as preventative maintenance? Runners get injured in 4 to 5 different areas. And they are the front and back of the lower leg, the front and back of the upper leg, and around the knees as well. And there are preventative maintenance exercises to make sure you're robust in each of these areas that runners typically get injured, so that you can enjoy continuous forward progress. And then we're switching again. The right leg is well rested. Again, we're feeling for that position. It feels great. You can feel it soothing. Like anything, with practice, you're going to get better at these exercises, but it's a very simple exercise to get right from the get-go. So it is a 2 to 3 minute exercise total. Important things are, keep it single leg so you don't have an imbalance between the right and left leg. You can be doing that every other day, 4 to 5 times a week, you're completely fine. I would do it every day. Then don't make the mistake most runners make. As soon as they do it and then, okay, they see an improvement, then immediately they stop the strength work. If we look at strength, yeah, we're creating power for performance, a longer stride length, better runner, but we're also a better runner if we continuously moving forward. Naturally, that way we're gonna have a better relationship with running. So if you're dedicating just a small fraction of your week to preventative maintenance in the form of exercises like that, to a point where it is never coming back because you are solid in that area, you're not trying to avoid a certain type of activity, for example with shin splints, running downhill, and you're not thinking for your next marathon build, oh, I always get shin splints in the beginning. You're finding the problem, the root cause, and you're attacking it, but you're keeping it in there so it doesn't happen again. Great progression from there is we've just done 3 times 10, 3 second holds. We can progress to 4 and then 5 second holds. And I'm asking you for 4 or 5 times a week, 2 minutes per session, in order to not have that frustration of shin splints. The key important thing as a distance runner, especially a marathon runner, is we're tackling hard things. We need the body to keep up. We're improving the heart, the lungs, the engine, but if the body cannot keep up, we're not gonna move forward at the rate that we need to in order to get towards our potential as runners.